Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick guide on how to take out the Havok and the Uncollected. We're going to show the Special 1, Special 2, how to evade them totally. We're going to look at some of his abilities and how best to get around them, and hopefully save you some units. I know there's some guides out there already, but this is my personal guide and I hope it helps you guys out. So let's get started. So the Special 1 is a 4-parter. It's a punch and 3 pulse attacks. You only evade the pulses that are dark white and shorter. Don't worry about the trailing longer ones. You can do this close up or far back. Just be aware of his punch. So to slow this down, he comes in with his punch, you move back. You get ready for the dark white pulses. The first two come pretty quickly together, and then you wait a second until the third one comes. There's a small delay. Now you can do this by listening to the sounds of the pulse, or you can just do it by the visual cues. I find the Special 2 easier to dodge, but with a little bit of practice, the SP1 is quite manageable, and you should get used to it pretty quickly. A couple more times fast. So now we'll take a look at the Special 2, which can also be fully evaded. It's a kick, then a beam. Plus you can retaliate off this attack. You can't retaliate off the Special 1, only the Special 2. So he comes at you with a kick. He goes up in the air, just stay out of the way. And just kind of flow with his arm as you dodge back. So as he moves his arm, you kind of flow with it, and you should be able to totally evade it. And like I said, you can retaliate after. So the kick, he goes up in the air, stay away from him. And as he releases his arm, you kind of flow back with it. And there you have it. That's how you evade the Special 1 and Special 2. Like I said, the Special 2 you can retaliate on. The Special 1, I don't think so. It's pretty quick, maybe if you're closer. But especially 2, you definitely can. Some of Havok's quick abilities during a fight. First of all, he's immune to Incinerate, so champs like Mephisto would not be able to do as much damage. Keep that in mind. He's also has 2000 energy resistance, so keep that in mind when using energy attacks. Thirdly, he gains 2.5% power every second. This is very important. If he's close to third bar of power, he could just pop over and destroy you, so keep that in mind. Don't push him too far up the power meter. Fourth, he gains 25% less power from hits taken and given, which is actually good for you during the attack. And next, he reduces opponent's critical damage rating by 50% per critical attack hit, so keep that in mind. You're not going to do as much damage to him on critical hits. And finally, his heavy, medium, and ending light attacks don't actually make contact. Keep this in mind because he might come at you with a medium attack and you try to parry him and you won't actually stun him. Could be dangerous. Also in the Uncollected event, when he uses his heavy attack, which you'll see coming up right here, he will go unstoppable. Don't worry about it, let him finish his maneuver, just stay away and then run in and attack. Now we'll take a look at Understanding Plasma. It's a special ability that Havok has. Throughout the fight, he gains up to 10 plasma charges. You'll see them up in the right hand corner in a moment. It's a purple circle, looks like a nuclear star. After he reaches 10 charges, any additional plasma charges are actually transferred to you. You can also gain up to 10 charges, but once you hit the 11th charge, all the plasma charges are removed and you take a massive energy damage hit. In the Uncollected, that damage is about half your health, so if you can try to avoid it, which we'll show you how a little bit later, it's a very good idea. So how does Havok actually gain plasma charges throughout the fight? Well, the first thing is he has a passive ability to gain 1 plasma charge every 5 seconds. Nothing you can do about that. That's passive, it's just going to happen. The next way Havok can gain plasma charges is if he's power locked, like by a magic SP2. I'm talking about power lock, not power drain. When he's power locked, his 1 plasma every 5 seconds actually increases to 2 plasma every 5 seconds. So keep that in mind. If you're power locking this guy, he's going to be increasing plasma charges quite quickly. The third way for Havok to get plasma charges is if he's hit with a energy damage attack, or if he's hit with a critical attack, he gains +1 plasma charge per each. If the Havok is awakened, he has up to a 50% chance to gain additional plasma charge from any source that isn't from his own ability. So like giving him a critical hit or an energy attack, he'll gain 2 instead of 1, so keep that in mind as well. So what steps can you take to protect yourself from plasma, to delay it, to remove it completely? The first tip to at least slow down some of the plasma charges from actually being created: you should avoid bleeding Havok. If you bleed Havok, he'll actually place a plasma buildup on you. He doesn't have to wait for the 10 charges. Also, if you're using energy tax, every time you use an energy tax, it basically increases plasma charges by 1. So try to avoid doing that as much as possible. I know sometimes it has to be done depending on your champ, but just keep an eye on his plasma charges and try to avoid doing these attacks as much as possible. The next method is to actually protect yourself from the explosion. An active armor buff will protect you from the plasma detonation. We'll see this example here. See Angela up in the left hand corner. You see the plasma charges building. They will reach 11 and explode, but since she has an active armor buff, she will take 0 damage. It will just vanish right there, and it's gone. Not 1 bit of damage. So champs with an active armor buff are really beneficial against Havok. I'm thinking champs like Red Skull, Colossus, Ultron, Silver Warrior, Howard the Duck, and probably a few others. You just have to remember that your armor up has to be active when those 11 charges explode. Another great method is to actually remove all the active plasma charges by using a power drain champ. Not a power lock, but a power drain. Champs like Vision, Stark Spider-Man, Voodoo, Green Goblin, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, but she's a little more random, so have to be lucky. Winter Soldier, again, you have to be lucky with the 15 or 20% depending on synergies. Psylocke can be good if you happen to get out that SB1, but she has a slow power gain herself, so sometimes she gets in trouble. You really want champs that can do a quick SB1 because Havok plasma charges increase so quickly. Another way to remove plasma charges is actually let him do a heavy attack. When he does a heavy attack and charges it up, he actually removes 2 plasma charges, but he adds 1 to prowess. And what that's doing is basically increasing his special attack damage if he hits you. So a little riskier, but at least you have another option to remove a couple plasma charges if you really need it. So there you go, guys, some tips on how to take out Havok. I didn't explain all his abilities because I'm really just focusing on the abilities that you need to know when you're actually attacking him. Please leave your suggestions and comments, and if you want to see a full fight of Angela taking him out, just click on the link above. Please subscribe, like, share the video, and please also comment on some of the options you might have used or ideas that I might have missed. I always appreciate it. It's a game of learning as well as fun. So take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.
Target identified. Analysis complete. Please subscribe.